consultant he is. Thank you very much for your time and good morning to you.
Thank you, Sana.
Well, today is the day. Mr. Ofori Atta'S is supposed to appear in person before the Office of Special Prosecutor. The newspapers are reporting that he's still requesting a virtual appearance, that he will not be able to make it here in person. What do you make of that suggestion? Can it be granted?
I think it's left with the special prosecutor to decide that. That determination will be made by the special prosecutor. By close of day, I think we should be hearing from the special prosecutor what is the way forward and what is the arrangement he has with the man he has once declared fugitive. I think it's becoming too confrontational, and it may not order well for Ofori Atta'S. Secondly, I want to bring to the knowledge of people that you remember the Attorney General recently, if it is true that there was a publication where he said the dockets for National Cathedral, school masters, and many of those things are ready, which means that if it is true that they want to open the cases into the National Cathedral, it may not only be special prosecutor who might be looking for Ken Ofori Atta'S, but Yoko might be looking for him, FIC might be looking for him, the BNI might be looking for him, the police might be looking for him. And all these investigative agencies can trigger international protocols to bring him home, or they may find a way of getting him to come and answer some questions they believe has come to their notice in relation to investigating the National Cathedral project. So that is what it is. It doesn't mean that because the special prosecutor is the one who has taken the lead, all the other security agencies or the investigation agencies can fold their hands, but they can also come in when they feel it is time to pick up that docket, and that is the way it is. But we have to wait for the special prosecutor to tell us what is he going to do by close of day today.
But you say he has become too confrontational. And whose interest does this serve, the confrontation? Does it help the special prosecutor or helps Ken Ofori Atta'S?
No, I think it doesn't help Ken Ofori Atta'S. It doesn't help him. The tone of the conversations, the exchanges, the poster from him and his lawyers and the special prosecutor. If you remember the press conference he had, I will not be surprised if you hold another press conference by close of day or tomorrow. I think he is becoming a bit more confrontational. And usually, when you have come under crime investigation, or you have come under investigation notice, or you have come under national security interest notice, you would need the hand of God sometimes. So you don't want to make it confrontational. You have to follow due procedure and ensure that the due processes are followed to the latter. But if you make it confrontational, it creates all manner of problems. You remember there's a very distinguished lawyer in this country who was abroad, who was accused of many crimes. People said he's not going to come. People said don't come. He came, and he went to the Supreme Court. The case ran for a very long time until the people at the Supreme Court, some of them were running out of energy. And one day, somebody was publicly heard, this particular distinguished lawyer has become an albatross on their neck, and he was ambushed on one early morning, late morning, early afternoon. So it is always in the interest of the person who has been accused to make him or herself available to go through the process and ensure that you put up your case in a manner that exonerates you. Other than that, because we don't know what happens tomorrow, the lingering on effect can create all manner of problems for you and your family and for many other persons.
In fact, the special prosecutor went out of his way to give him 2 months to sort out whatever problems he has and still appear before him in person. Under those circumstances, is it reasonable for Mr. Ken Ofori Atta'S to be still making a demand not to appear in person?
From investigation point of view, there's a reason why you have to be in our presence before the charges are read to you. There's a reason why you have to be arrested. There's a reason why arrest notice is issued. There's a reason why search notices are issued. And there's a reason why an investigator might be looking for somebody who has come under crime notice. To that extent, I think he needs to find a better way. He and his lawyers, they need to find a way of meeting the special prosecutor in the middle, but it looks a little bit too divergent, and this looks more like a serious fight in the ring where punches are being thrown left, right, center.
It's also suggested that his lawyers can actually answer any questions the special prosecutor has.
No, it's not true. It's not true.
It can't happen under criminal investigation.
Democracy. We are not the only people in the world investigating crime. We are not the only people practicing law enforcement, and we want to be effective at it. So normally, when you run against the wall, you look out for best practices and how is it being done elsewhere, or how has it been done before. Then you take it from there. If he made appearance and after that it's not there, it's a different thing. If he's been tried in absentia, it's a different thing. And all these public educations would need to be made clear before people run with politics again. So there's a reason why the special prosecutor might want that if you don't come, I'll declare you fugitive. And there's a reason why he used the word fugitive. And he will also say that if you don't come, we will use Interpol to bring you. There are reasons for doing some of those things and for saying some of those things. And you have seen in the West in particular, or the whole of Europe and America, why certain people have been extradited to certain countries where you have those extradition protocols with them, or you can't be deported, or you can't be tried in some other countries. All those things have protocols, regimes that your nations will need to assign to, particularly in the particular nation where the crime is said to have been committed. There are certain conditions you have to meet. And I believe the special prosecutor is aware, and I also believe his lawyers are aware. And they will need to be a little bit more meeting in the center rather than the divergent positions we have seen so far.
Now, if you look at the most recent statement the special prosecutor's office issued, they're saying he's a prime suspect. Now, if you say somebody is a prime suspect, you said you're doing 5 ongoing corruption-related investigation, and he is the prime suspect. Under those circumstances, what is usually expected of someone like that who's been named a prime suspect?
Yeah, it means you are the lead crime suspect, so you need to meet the investigators and you have serious questions to answer. All other persons might be accomplices or might be people who play minor role, but you have played an active role, and it could be in terms of interpretations of investigation outcomes. You took most of the decisions, and you are the kingpin, or you are the leader of the gang.
And so you need to appear, make yourself available, and answer the necessary questions. Hello, Mr. KUMADOE. Well, we seem to have lost Mr. KUMADOE on the line. We'll see if we can get him back on the line and continue and conclude the conversation we are having with him. But in the meantime, let me continue to remind you that the High Sense Television promo is on. And on 8th June. Ends on 8th June. Is a High Sense Television promo. Yes, don't forget, High Sense Televisions provide you with slick and stylish frameless designs, stunning visuals, seamless connectivity, user-friendly interface, smart features that allows you to stream, browse, and enjoy endless entertainment. So get yourself a High Sense Television. This is the best time to get yourself a High Sense Television. Well, we're joined on the line by Mr. Richard KUMADOE, who we lost on the line. In fact, I was asking about, because now a few things. One, what does a special prosecutor mean when he said you issue an Interpol red notice?
Okay, so you have been declared fugitive, they cannot find you, and there are crime cases for which you have been declared the lead suspect, and you needed to be answered, which means that Ghana, in terms of international relations, using the Interpol protocols, we have signed on, and we have that relationship with the countries he might find himself in, and as a result, they may send him over to us.
Oh, okay. So if they issue that, it means that wherever he is, if the country has signed on to the Interpol protocol, that country will be compelled to send him to us.
Yeah, you will be arrested. You have been declared fugitive. Fugitive means that somebody who's running away, who has been on the run because he committed some crime, various crimes. They may describe him It could be murder, it could be financial crime, it could be money laundering, it could be some number of crimes or some types of crime, and he's running away. And anybody who sees him can arrest him and bring him to the host because Ghana has become the host. This is where he committed a crime. And the point I was making is that if you look at the cases against him, he was the finance minister by then, and therefore he took most of the major decisions, the procurement of the ambulance, the ECG contract, the minerals revenue, and the National Cathedral, the almighty National Cathedral. And I think there's a last one. There are 5 of them. You could see, as a finance minister, he was the lead person in taking some of those decisions. So that is what it is. Once they flash it, you're a red flag, you'll be profiled all over the world, and particularly countries where we have those standardizations with them. And their police can pick you up because you are a fugitive with a crime tag on your head and you are being looked for. So please, make yourself available. In some other countries, in the olden days, the host countries can't even send their own people and they look for you. And once they see you, they pick you up and they bring you back. It happened in one of the Africa countries recently. Somebody was picked up in the U.S. and brought back by a private jet. And before they realized he was in that particular country, and people were asking, how did he go there? They declared him wanted. They declared him fugitive with a red tag. And the law enforcement officers went to the country he is, and they picked him up and brought him.
I see. And I'm hoping to conclude on this because there's one other question on my mind. But in the wake of what has happened in the case of Wontumi and the tussle between, especially the party that he belongs to, why is it important? Because you've made this abundantly clear that it is important that when you're a suspect, you cooperate with the investigative bodies always. That it seems you're suggesting that some good faith needs to be built between you and those who are investigating you. Why is that important?
Definitely, because you see, I am the investigator. I can investigate Senna. Senna will know I'm investigating him. I can even sit in front of him and we'll have an engagement. I can even show him the report before I present it. It builds relationship because you are not dying today and the investigator is not dying today and you don't know what is going to happen tomorrow. But when you come confrontational and you want to make their way difficult, with the powers available to them, particularly when you are on the wrong foot, then you have to be careful. Because these are investigators. And before we say you are being looked for or you have come under crime notice or you have come under investigation notice or you have come under national security interest notice, which means that about 80% of the job has been done and they have that kind of evidence or information available to them. And what people also need to know is that you might be investigated for one particular case, and there might be other crime-related matters you are not aware of. So you need to, have that level of cordiality or a level playing field with them, particularly even when it comes to arrest. But when you come, confrontational with them, you can create problems for yourself.
And I was asking this question because in the case of Chairman Wontumi now, his lawyer says, I have acted in good faith with Iyoko and I followed, and he has been very complimentary of the professionalism of Iyoko whilst the demonstration were happening outside. He says, just when I was about to secure bail for my clients, I find out that somebody without my knowledge has gone to file an application in the courts. So now everything has been put on hold until that application is dealt with. What do you make of that development?
Exactly. They have set up Wontumi. They set him up because he won't listen. Then today he has become a sacrificial lamb. He's the chairman of the Ashanti region, and whoever succeeds in getting him out will use it as a premise for becoming a flag bearer because they will tell the Ashantis that the Ashanti delegates that I have to release him. So vote for me because I play a key role. And that is why they are putting impediments in the lines of his lawyer. You remember somebody said that vote for me to become the flag bearer of the party because when we went for the election petition at court, I was the one who was put in the box. And so those are the things they are doing. And when you look at the emptiness of politics being played, it doesn't really make sense. And I call it the arrogance of ignorance. Because when we want to arrest you, there are 5 things we will do. and all those things were done before Chairman Wontumi was arrested. Now, for law enforcement agencies like Yoko, they have various options. You can be arrested today and put before court. You can be arrested today and put before court tomorrow. And because you don't want to violate the rights of the person within the 48-hour rule, they also have an option to go to court and tell the court that we want the crime suspect to stay with us for some time. And when they persuade the court can grant to them. In the case of Wontumi, he was charged the same day, which means that he could be put to court on the same day. Then number two, when it comes to bail, there are reasons why they slash bail amounts on people, and there are various determinations that goes into it. Now, by convention, investigating institutions or arresting institutions has the power to slash bail on you depending on which type of the bail, and the court can't do the same thing. So either way, it's acceptable. Precedent has been set in the case of Edubuahin, where his bail amount was 120. His lawyers went to court for a waiver, and it was done for them. So the reasonable course they should have taken is to go to court that same day. They didn't do it. They went demonstrating. Just when the lawyer brought Brian Achampong to come and serve as a surety to him, then somebody ran to court. So you could see clearly that the responsibility is on his lawyers and his family and not on Yoko. Because Yoko have options, and you cannot tell them which options to throw out there. They do it depending on the scenarios, under which cases under investigation or review.
I see. You said it's a sacrificial lamb on the altar of politics.
Exactly what they are doing to him. But he too, when you speak to him, he will not listen. No, they set you up. They are using you as a sacrificial lamb, a political sacrificial lamb. And everybody is playing you left, right, center because you are in there. And until you come out, you cannot have your freedom. And somebody wants to say, when you were in prison, I came and bail you. So Ashanti people, I bail your chairman. Give me your delegates' vote, and I'll become the leader. And that is exactly what they are doing. But unfortunately, they don't really understand what the circumstances is. So now, the day FIC closed his account, I spoke to some of the MPP people who have also done the work we have done. And I said, you guys, are you ready? Because you know that before FIC closed the account, it means that the FIC and accountable institutions have done about 80% of the job. And it is clear that is why they went to court for order to freeze the account. And who are the investigators of FIC? Yoko, the BNI, Special Prosecutor, and the police. And you guys wouldn't do what is right, but you keep on doing the emptiness of politics and creating chaos. You could have been arrested because you breached the Public Order Act. And when you always refer to in America, in Britain, in Europe, no. When you call people deliberately to come and interfere in law enforcement operations or to distract law enforcement operations, particularly in America, you will be shot dead. And if you are not shot dead, you have committed a crime. So you will all be arrested and put before a court. Look at what happened with the PSG thing. 500 people have been arrested. So sometimes when we speak and we say in America, in Britain, in this, no. You don't know what you are talking about because they are best practices for practicing democracy, for law enforcement, for governance, for politics and all that. But you leave all that, play empty politics, and when your back is against the wall, you complain and lambast everybody. I think it's unfortunate in this country, but we need to continue with the public education until our people will get to the stand where they will understand some of these things.
Can that good faith that the lawyer clearly has he's been trying to build with Yoko be sustained if the current state of affairs continue?
Senasi, who represents you as a lawyer is important too. Uncle Apiakubi is no. So if he's not the one, some of you remember he said people should come and look. Even at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, public officers are here helping them. You remember that statement?
Yes.
They would have closed the door for you because it's within the right of the law enforcement officers to take certain decisions, knowing that they must operate within the limits of the law and knowing that whatever they do can be litigated in court or it can be scrutinized. But they were helping him because of his personality and because of who he is. So whoever represents you when you have a case is important. Sometimes you go to the chief's palace and somebody will follow you and the others will look at the person and say, take this matter home and resolve it and bring us report. and the matter is closed. So whoever follow you is so important. If you go and take some people, why is it that when the vice president got to the BNI, they didn't allow him to see Wontumi? They have forgotten. They have not spoken to the MPP guys who work in the BNI before and they are no more there. They would have told them that this is the structure of the BNI. There's a holding area. Those days we used to have an armor car there. Now it's no longer there. There's a holding area and there's the main place. And the fact that you broke the gate and enter the holding area doesn't mean you are going there. And the BNI says doesn't usually entertain strangers, particularly when you are a politician. They will not allow you to go there. You will not venture. You enter. You will not. So that is why the vice president came out. And you know when he came out, you look at his tone. And that calm tempers. And that's the way they should have acted or be speaking. But if they had allowed that one who's supposed to be in parliament that is running all over the place, you will find yourself in trouble. And you would have created a lot of problems for the people who follow you. So those are the things you can use our traditional knowledge, and you can look at the academic knowledge, and you can look at the exposure. Because sometimes you can be educated, not knowledgeable, and you can be knowledgeable but not exposed. So you can teach home knowledge and add all of them, and you apply them to every situation in life, and you'll be fine. Other than that, hey, this empty noise creates all manner of problems. So I hope Uncle Api Akubi will continue to represent Wontumi, even though it comes as a threat to his life, and there are many challenges he has to face.
Mr. KUMADOE, thank you very much.
Thank you, Sana.
He's a fraud and security consultant speaking to us this morning on those two issues. So I took him on the Wontumi angle. We're also speaking about the special prosecutor versus Ken Ofori Atta. And the demand now, like I said, is Zoom. But I was telling you about how you can get yourself